This story begins with a beautiful girl named Jay, who is going to her new school on the first day. From the outside, she looks very cute and innocent, but in reality, she isn't that simple. She was transferred from her previous school because she had created lots of problems there, but this time, she has promised herself that she will stay calm. She won't mess with anyone and will just study and graduate properly. She's also happy because this school is big and famous, so she has decided that this time, she will give her full effort. But the moment she enters, she realizes that all the students here are rich, and on top of that, everyone is roaming around with their boyfriend or girlfriend. As soon as Jay steps inside, she accidentally bumps into a student. She apologizes immediately, but the boy doesn't even respond. He just stares at her and walks away. Jay gets angry, but reminds herself of her promise. No problems this time. After that, she goes to the student affairs office, shows her card, and asks where her classroom is. The people there behave very rudely and barely tell her which class she belongs to. Their behavior shocks her, but she quietly walks towards the classroom. As soon as she reaches there, she feels like she's walked into a time portal. The place is empty and dirty, as if she's near some haunted castle. All the other classrooms were modern and shiny, but her class looked like a broken down ruin. She tells herself, all right, no problem. No matter how bad it looks outside, the inside will be fine. But when she enters, she finds a group of boys. She asks them where class E is, but one of the boys purposely misguides her and talks rudely. She even shows her card that says the office told her this is the correct room, but they think she's just a new girl who can be fooled easily. One rude boy even tells her the wrong classroom in a mocking, insulting tone. Jay's blood boils, and she feels like smashing his face, but then she realizes this guy is actually a bully. When she reaches the other classroom, it's clean and disciplined. The students look well prepared. Typical top student vibes. But when everyone looks at her, she becomes confused. The class leader comes to her, checks her card, and says that this isn't her class. She belongs to that same dirty classroom. Now Jay understands that the rude boy had lied to her. Furious, she storms back to confront him. But when she enters the room, she is shocked. The class is full of boys, only boys, not a single girl. Jay angrily says, "Why am I the only girl here?" But then she calms herself and thinks, no problem, I'm alone, but I'm equal to 100 boys. The teacher introduces her to the class, but the boys start making fun of her. Then the boy who tricked her earlier comes forward. His name is Kaffer. He is not only the class leader, but also the biggest bully. He laughs at Jay and says that living in this class will be very difficult for her. Jay is burning with anger inside, but shows nothing on the outside. When it's time to sit, no one is willing to sit beside her. In the end, she has to sit alone in the center. Then, Kaffer throws a banana peel at her, and, along with the others, plans how to chase this girl out of the class. They all start throwing paper, food, and trash at her. Fed up, Jay wants to complain to the teacher, but the bell rings, and class ends. As soon as the teacher leaves, the whole class attacks Jay with garbage again. She feels like a walking trash can. Scared and frustrated, she runs out and reaches the school cafeteria. There, the Class A leader sees her and asks if everything is okay or if anyone bothered her. But Jay lies and says that everyone welcomed her nicely. The rich students know Class E students are troublemakers, so they don't believe her. They tell Jay that this cafeteria is their place and she should go eat with her own class. Forced, Jay returns to that dirty classroom. She's hungry, so she sits alone and takes out her food. But the moment the boys smell the food, they snatch it all. She is shocked. They didn't leave a single piece for her. Just then, a new student enters. His name is Felix. Felix talks to her, and it's clear he isn't rude like the others, but is good and sensible. He apologizes for his classmates' behavior and explains that Class E students aren't allowed in the cafeteria, so they're always hungry. Then Felix gives her advice. Never trust anyone, and never take out your food in front of them, or they'll steal it. Jay thanks him. But then, like an idiot, she takes out more food from her bag, and Felix immediately grabs it and says, "Hey, didn't I just tell you not to trust anyone? Do you understand anything at all?" Jay gets furious and decides she won't deal with these crazy people anymore. Later, when class starts, a lady teacher walks in, but she is shocked by the mess. The entire room is full of garbage. She says she will not teach until the class is clean, and if they don't clean up, she will fail everyone. Jay is happy because she hated the dirty class. She grabs cleaning supplies and asks the boys for help. They say, sure, but in the next moment, they close the door and lock her inside. Jay loses her mind because she has to clean everything alone. She's scared the teacher will fail her, so she cleans with all her strength until she is completely exhausted. In the evening, she goes home, and we learn she lives with her uncle to stay close to the school. Her aunt asks how the first day was, but Jay lies again, saying everyone treated her well and everything was perfect. Her aunt feels relieved and warns her not to cause any trouble, or she'll get expelled from this school too. Jay promises she will control herself this time. The next day, Jay goes to school with a plan. plan. She hides her food and goes to a quiet corner of the campus to eat so no one bothers her. But just then, Kafir arrives and sits beside her without asking and starts eating from her food. Jay looks at him in shock, noticing that Kafir is actually very handsome, but still, she can't tolerate him. In class, Kafir gives her a note and tells her to bring food from the cafeteria for him, since they aren't allowed inside. But Jay refuses flatly. "I'm not your servant." Kafir explodes with anger and says that if she wants to stay in this class, she must follow their rules. But Jay fires back, "I'm not scared of anyone. You think I'm some innocent girl. You haven't seen my strength." Just then, the teacher walks in and the room becomes quiet. During the break, Jay wants to eat peacefully somewhere alone, but the rest of the boys follow her. She is forced to share her food with everyone so that they will leave her alone. Jay angrily thinks, "If I hadn't promised Ant and myself that I wouldn't cause trouble, I would have taught all of them a lesson right now." Suddenly, a new student enters the class, a red-haired boy named Yuri. All the boys get excited when they see him because he has brought food for them. But the moment his eyes land on Jay, he looks at her suspiciously and asks, "Who is this crazy-looking girl?" The others tell him she is a new student. Yuri immediately becomes suspicious, thinking Jay might be a spy for the rich students. Jay is shocked because she has never even seen him before. When she asks Felix about Yuri, Felix explains that his name is Yuri, and he is also a Class E student. He often goes to Japan to visit his family, but in reality, he and Kafir are very close friends and do everything together. Later, Yuri talks to Kafir separately and says he doesn't want any girl in their class. Kafir also admits that he tried his best to scare Jay, but she is completely fearless. In fact, her attitude and sharp tongue are stronger than theirs. Yuri then makes a plan. They will trouble Jay so much that she will eventually leave the class herself. And if she doesn't leave the class, she'll be forced to leave the school. The day ends, and Jay returns home where her uncle is waiting for her. Her uncle asks about her class. Jay doesn't tell the truth. She simply says she is in Class E and everything is fine. Her uncle, who was once a school principal, tells her that Class E is actually filled with troublesome students who cannot fit anywhere else. She should stay away from them. They are dangerous and might harm her anytime. Jay laughs and says, "But they all look pretty normal." The next day on her way to school, she meets a handsome but fierce-looking boy. She sees him fighting a group of boys all by himself and actually breaking their bones. Later, he introduces himself as CN. He walks with her to school, and Jay is shocked when he tells her he is only 14 years old. But he is so smart that he got admitted to this school early. Jay is impressed by his personality. During the conversation, CN tells her why Class E students are banned from the cafeteria. There used to be a girl named Ella in their class, and Kafir loved her, but Kafir once caught her cheating inside the cafeteria. In anger, he destroyed the entire cafeteria. Since that day, the whole class was banned. CN tells Jay that if she really wants to help, she should bring them food. Jay happily agrees. During break, Jay actually brings food and gives it to CN. CN thanks her and keeps her secret hidden from the others. Jay eats her food alone and attends classes for the rest of the day. But at the end of the day, when she tries to get up, she realizes her skirt is stuck to the chair. Kafir had glued her seat. Jay tries to get free, but ends up stuck, and all the boys laugh at her. Finally, she asks CN and Felix for help. "I bring you food every day. Now help me!" Both of them reluctantly pull her, and her skirt tears. Jay turns red with embarrassment. CN immediately gives her his jacket to cover herself. He also warns her, "Stay away. Kafir. If he makes her his target, she won't get any peace." Jay is boiling with anger and thinks about leaving the class. But then she realizes that doing so would mean Kafir wins. She walks straight to the school parking lot and challenges Kafir in front of everyone. "Listen, Kafir, I'm not going anywhere. Someone like you can't scare me." She throws her jacket at his face and says, "What have you ever earned from the world? Take this too." Kafir goes silent in front of everyone, and the whole class watches in shock. Jay walks out with a victorious smile. Kafir burns inside because she humiliated him. Later, CN walks her home and gives her his other jacket. Suddenly, some gangsters appear, the same boys he fought earlier in the morning. They came to take revenge. When Jay reaches home, she finds her cousin sitting at the dining table. He studies in the same school, but has a completely different attitude. He hates Jay because he is embarrassed that his cousin is a Class E student. He doesn't talk to her and mocks her. Her uncle steps in and tells his son to treat Jay like his sister and take care of her. He even orders him to drive her to school the next day. The cousin agrees unwillingly. Jay. The next morning, Jay goes to school with him so that her uncle thinks everything is normal. When she reaches class, she remembers what happened with her chair yesterday, but doesn't let any weakness show on her face. Kiefer comes again and gives her the same old note, telling her to go bring them food. Jay refuses. "I'm not anyone's servant." Kiefer warns her that the kids are hungry, and if she doesn't bring food, there will be consequences. Jay finally agrees, but says, "I'm not bringing it because I'm scared. I'm bringing it out of pity." She brings a huge amount of food, so much that it almost falls. The rich students make fun of her. "Look, Class E's maid is here." Even her cousin sees it and is shocked to see her being treated that way. For the first time, he feels a bit bad for her. When Jay brings the food, the hungry students jump on it and finish everything in moments. But now Jay is used to all this. This time, they let her sit and eat with them, and Jay happily agrees. While eating, it becomes clear that Class E is slowly beginning to accept Jay, even Kiefer and Yuri. Just then, the teacher enters and calls Jay by her full name. The students are shocked to learn that her cousin Aries is one of the rich students. From that moment, everyone's attitude toward her changes, but Jay doesn't understand why. She tries talking to them, but they don't respond. They even refuse to take the food from her. Meanwhile, some students start digging into her personal life. A hacker student finds news from her old school showing how mischievous Jay used to be, even sending a boy to the hospital just because he teased her. Then another student finds news that Jay had a painful childhood. Her father disappeared and never returned. Her mother remarried and left her. She grew up with her grandmother, but moved to her uncle's house to adjust to the new school. Hearing all this, Kiefer becomes even more suspicious. He thinks Jay was purposely sent by her cousin to spy on them. Jay still doesn't understand why they are angry with her. When she gets home, she asks Aries, but he refuses to tell her anything. She becomes even more confused. The next day, the same thing happens again. As soon as class ends, all the students leave the room and lock Jay inside, thinking she will clean the classroom alone. Jay overhears their conversation and realizes they are trying to force her out of the class. Refuses to step back this time. Just then, Kiefer walks in and dumps the entire dustbin on the floor. He even throws trash on Jay angry. Jay grabs the dustbin and throws all the trash down again. "Jay, if I have to clean, then you will clean too." A fight starts between them. Yuri enters quickly, afraid Kiefer might start real violence. Yuri, "If the principal finds out, both of you will be kicked out of school." Hearing this, Kiefer reluctantly lets go of his ego and starts cleaning with Jay. For the first time, Jay feels like she has truly defeated him. Next day, Jay sits in her cousin's car to go to school. On the way, she sees CN. She immediately gets out and walks with him. She notices bruises on his face. When she asks, he says, "CN. Those boys I argued with, they all attacked me later. I was alone, so I lost." Jay tells him everything about the class and how everyone turned against her. Then she nervously asks, "Jay, will you leave me too?" CN smiles. CN, "If someone asks, I'll say I didn't even know you lived with Aries. And no, I'm not leaving you." Jay feels relieved for the first time. They enter class together. Classroom shock inside. Kiefer is fighting a boxer student. The rule, whoever wins becomes the new class leader. The fight is intense. Jay gets angry, slams a chair, and stops everyone. Jay, "Why are you deciding things by fighting? The right way is elections. We'll vote." Everyone likes the idea and agrees. During lunch, Jay learns she is banned from the cafeteria. The same rich girl from before helps her and buys her food. Jay thanks her for the first time. When she returns, the election has failed and students are fighting again. This time, Jay supports the boxer and cheers for him. Jay, right punch. Now a left hook, but luck changes. Kiefer knocks him out in the first round. Students chant Kiefer's name. He becomes leader again. Jay feels bad seeing the boxer hurt. She goes to him, cleans his wounds, gives him food, and realizes where she actually stands in the class. PE class. In the changing room, everyone casually changes. Jay feels shy. She tries to close her eyes, but accidentally sees Kiefer changing his shirt. His athletic body surprises her, and her heart races. Outside, Jay sees her cousin Aries sitting with his girlfriend Ella, but she notices Kiefer looking at them with jealousy. Jay suddenly understands. Kiefer once liked Ella, but Ella chose Aries. This is why Kiefer hates her cousin and wants revenge. During the game, Kiefer angrily throws a ball at Jay. Others copy him. A ball hits Jay's face hard. She falls and cries. Everyone freezes. Kiefer feels guilty for the first time. Aries takes Jay home. 2 days later, stays in her room for 2 days, not going to school. Her aunt cooks her favorite food. "Aunt, you must go back. Exams are close." Jay gathers courage and agrees. At the mall, Jay goes to the mall. Some boys start bothering her. It was Kiefer's plan. But Kiefer suddenly arrives like a hero and saves her. He sits her down, cleans her wound, bandages it, and brings her ice cream. He wanted to apologize indirectly. Jay feels something for him for the first time, but stops herself. Jay, "I'll forgive you only if you say sorry from your heart." Kiefer refuses because of his ego. Jay leaves angrily, but takes the ice cream. Jay, "You paid for it. Why should I leave it?" Next day, at school, Jay is changing in the bathroom when some rich girls enter and insult her. Girl, "She's so ugly." Still